Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a very, very beautiful and windy Porto Pollensa. And as I turn the camera round to my left, you'll see what I mean. Now we've got the wind absolutely blowing a gale down here on the far side of Porto Pollensa beach. I hope you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my live stream from over here in Porto Pollensa. Now, you can hear as I turn the camera around just how windy it is over here today. In fact, we had really high winds over here on the island about 24 hours ago. It was blowing a gale, but it has calmed down a little bit. Not so much up here as I've just discovered. But in this live stream, we're going to obviously take a walk down the waterfront here. I'm going to be back as we roll into the summer season with plenty of content from over here in Porto Pollensa. I'm going to be going into the resorts, I'm going to be doing the back streets, we'll be looking at some of the restaurants, but in this video we're just going to walk along the front here and we're going to see what's open. But first, I just have to say a huge, massive thank you to Tommy and to James for their super chats as well, particularly a couple of days ago. And also we've got some other super chats and I'll get to those in just a second, but instead of looking at me, let's turn the camera around. We're going to start heading on up along the beach. I also have a very big thank you to say as well to June. Good afternoon, June. How are you? To David as well. Thank you for your super chat. And you're moderating this afternoon. And to Lisa. Thanks, guys. And Gaz and Jules as well. Thank you very much. And you're also in the very windy Cheshire. Now, I do apologise, I'm a couple of minutes late. I've just been stopped actually, and I was just having a very quick conversation with the very lovely Kerry, who is over here on holiday at the moment. And like I said, I always have time for my subscribers, so thanks very much for waiting for me. But look at the views today, check this out. And look at this amazing sight that we can see in front of us here. We have sun umbrellas, which is amazing. And if you remember back to my videos from last year, you will know that that was not the case right at the beginning of the season. We had quite a weight on our hands for those. Let me just... Dave, good afternoon. Dave from Dragonfly Promotions. Good afternoon to yourself and Lindsay, and to Grace as well. I hope you can hear me. I think it will be a little bit less windy when we get up onto the beachfront. But look, the Rocker Beach Club here is just getting geared up to open as well. They've got their chairs and tables kind of dumped off on the terrace here. I think they're going to set these up this week. I do believe that this is going to open this week. Kerry, that's quite okay. I've just seen your comment there. Don't worry. Always have time for anybody. You know me. And look, we've got a whole pile of sunbeds dumped at the back of the beach here. Now, why didn't I check the wind this afternoon? It's a little bit harder though to film into the sunshine. Just going to show you, looking in this direction. We are officially in cycling season at the moment. There's so many cyclists over here on holiday. It's just incredible. I nearly got taken out by a few actually, so just be very careful when you're crossing that bike path if you are coming over. Look, we've got the Swing restaurant open. If I have time on the way back today, I've got an update video to make from this particular area. Actually, I won't do it now, but I'll see if I can make a quick video on the way back to the car. But look at the beach here this afternoon. Look, this is all good news for anyone coming over here on holiday in April. Porto Pollensa is doing a much, much better job of getting things underway for the summer 2025 season. We're not hanging around, especially after last year. And look, today we have got, and I have to say actually, we've got highs of around 15 degrees. We can see there's some people sitting on the beach in swimwear, but there is a very, very cold wind. In my opinion, it feels very cold, but a lot of the smaller beaches are very sheltered and you will get sunburnt. I have seen in comments on, I think it's my Mallorca in April video, someone got sunburnt over in Alcudia, so the sun is extremely strong at the moment, particularly on these beautiful clear blue sky days. Look at the people sitting out today. They're a lot braver than I am. I've still got my jumper on. I nearly did this in my coat. Let me know how the sound is on this stream. I've got my my wind muff on my mic, so fingers crossed you can hear me. John, it's 15 degrees in Belfast. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Have these loos been opened? They've taken the covers off. All the beach services are going to spring into action pretty much on time this year, if not a little bit earlier than usual. The sound is fine, thank goodness. Feels like it's howling a gale here. Let me just go back up to the top of the chat as well. Tommy, you're saying you're going to watch on the catch-up. You may be visiting next month. Brilliant, fantastic. Visit anyway. Anyone that's coming over, if you're not coming over with family, come on over. Everyone's so friendly over here on holiday. Really good atmosphere on the islands, in the bars as well. John, following on to my trip to Calador to show you where to go for your supermarket shopping. Now you're in your favourite place in Mallorca. Brilliant. And only 155 days until your break too. Neil, good afternoon. Of course you're here. Thank you very much for joining. Live stream would not be the same without you. It's sunny and warm in Belfast. I love the way actually John's just said it's 15 degrees in Belfast and you count 15 degrees as being warm. I'm absolutely freezing, but I'm hoping I'm going to be able to pick up the pace a little bit and warm up. I have to say as well, I've never been so cold as I have been this March. It's been the coldest month this winter, but hopefully all of that is due to change as we head on into April, and hopefully I'll have some good news for you tomorrow when I do my island update with my weather forecast for the week ahead. Right, we're coming up to some well-known hotels down here too. Look, a lot of the places are gearing up, starting to see the barley beds coming out and the sunbeds. Dave, you're saying you think your apartment is just on the left. Are you staying somewhere down here? Have you got somewhere down here booked? Rob, you're asking if I can have a quick look at the Ulal. Yes, let's go and have a quick look. I think this belongs to the Ulal, doesn't it? This property on my left-hand side. But we're coming up to the main building here. We've got all the same furniture, so I think it's just another block. Right in front of the Ulal, actually, look, you've got another block here. It's going to be a beach bar in the Chiringuito. Can't remember if this opened last year, but they've got some new decking down, so that looks pretty hopeful. And do you know what? The Ulal is open. Look, we've got a few holiday makers in. Now, we do have quite a few hotels open already down this side of the resort. We've got the Cobalt, is it the Spa Hotel, just near the Don Miguel apartments. Because we're in cycling season, we've got quite a few hotels open down this side of the resort. What we're not going to see today is the historical hotels that open in the centre of the Pine Walk. I think we've still got a couple of weeks for those to open, but look, just coming up to the Ulal, look. How nice is this, look. Can't go too close. I think last time I kind of like went right up to the wall, but we can't today because I've got guests in. Looks very, very nice. Look at the views today. Look at what they're looking out onto. This is a top spot. Yes, Dave, you're staying in the Don Miguel. That's just down a little side street. We'll pass that side street in just a second. John and Marie, hello. Bless you, thank you. I hope I had a good birthday on Friday. I did actually. And only 175 days to go and you're counting down until you're back in Porto Pollensa. And you've also got 15 degrees in Birmingham. Goodness, we've got 15 degrees kind of Europe-wide today. And thanks very much as well. If you're a part of the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook group as well, had a lovely birthday on Friday. I took Admin Anne from the Facebook group, took her out for lunch. And last night I went out with my friends in Palma. We went for a really super nice curry actually, it's amazing. Just had a really, really nice evening. Don't normally celebrate my birthday, but trying to get the old work-life balance a bit better for this year, having a bit of time off and actually organising stuff and doing stuff with friends. So yeah, that was fantastic. Look, we have also got the Hotel Pollensa open as well. I'm very surprised to see this actually because I didn't think we'd be seeing hotels opening over here until the middle of April. And I'm pretty sure the Miramar and the Cispins aren't going to open until the middle of the month. But that is not the case from this side of Porto Pollensa. And it's looking quite busy, lots of activity. Rob, thank you so much for your super chat this afternoon. Jim, is it still too cold for a paddle? Not, it is for me, totally. But as I always say, not a day goes by when I do not see holidaymakers in the sea. And this morning, my daughter dragged me out for a quick jaunt around our neighbourhood, and I saw people swimming. And the beaches were busy as well, over Palma Way, Ilietes Way. And there were people in the sea, so even one of my friends that's visiting at the moment, he said that he swam off Palma Nova a couple of days ago. But it is just a little bit too fresquito for me just yet. I'll let you know when I go in. Stephen, I can see you're on the live. Thank you for watching. Hello to your mum as well. I'm just going to go back up into the chat. I can see lots of you have been chatting before the stream even started. I'll just have a quick look. And June, nicely reminded, a very happy Mother's Day to all UK mums watching. I think it is only in the UK where Mother's Day is being celebrated today. Let me know if I'm wrong actually. I completely forgot all about it. Look at all these sunbeds here, look, all banked up on the beach, ready to go out. That noise you can hear is a little bulldog just going by, look. Poor little thing. But yeah, look, check out, they've got literally hundreds of sunbeds here. And you know what, these will be the same price as last year as well. The company who has the concession, who got the concession last year, whatever you paid last year, it's going to be the same this year and for the next 3 years as well, or 2 years. What's the sea temperature, says Mike? Haven't got a clue. It's cold, that's all I can say. Still a bit chilly. Brendan, happy birthday to you as well. We're birthday twins, brilliant. There's so many people with birthdays at this time of year actually, it's incredible. I know so many people that have got their birthdays like literally day after mine, today, tomorrow, and actually it's just reminding me I've got a friend of mine's birthday today and tomorrow as well. Right, Dave, Dragonfly Promotions. So we're just outside the Tamarel's beach restaurant here. This isn't open, but you are staying, and we're not gonna go all the way down there today. But got this lovely restaurant here, the Marina Bar and Restaurant. You're staying, you can actually see the Don Miguel. It's that yellow block like right in front of us. Let me see if I can zoom in. Right at the end there, just as you can see that cyclist heading towards that block. So it's in a fantastic location. I do have a video on the channel heading towards that apartment block actually, so go ahead and check it out. And actually I've had quite a few comments on the channel saying, have you made a video here, or have you filmed there, or have you been there? And just search on YouTube for the resort name and Mallorca Under the Sun, and it will come up. It will come up. So I've tried to optimize all my videos for search as well. So if you are looking for somewhere, you should find it. Saying that, Dave's going to say he couldn't actually find that video, but anyway, I'll send it to you. Grace said, thank you, been looking at the webcam, brilliant. Right, just outside the Cabot Romantique. And we're coming down to our first line of restaurants. I can just see how many cyclists we've got down here at the moment. As we head on into the port, I think we're going to see a lot of people out having Sunday lunch today. Kerry, you're in the hotel opposite the Cabot Pollensa Spa. That's the Panorama. Is that the Panorama you're in? I think. That's where I first stayed back in the 1980s. Goodness me. Louise, really good question there. Is it cold inside the shops? It normally is in Mercadona in the summer. It's the best place to go to stay cool. You don't need to worry about it at this time of year though. Got more cyclists coming up. This is a good time of year actually to come cycling. If you're going to come at any time of year, now's the time of year to come, just because it's so much cooler. And if you're going up the hills here over towards Formentor, it's going to make the cycling just a little bit more pleasant. I'm going to have some news from over there, from that way soon too. I've got so much content to film, but recently we've just not had the weather to warrant a trip over here. Look, just to my left-hand side as well. Look, we've got the Sea Barris. Now, hopefully this week we're going to see these toppers being put on the sun umbrellas too. I think we're going to need it actually with the rising temperatures. Ricky, hola from Buenos Aires. Nice to have you on the live this afternoon as well. Let me just shoot on back through the chat. I hate missing the chat. Lisa, you're saying, you did super chat me earlier, thank you so much. You said you love Porto Pollensa and it'd be nice to see it today with the hotels open. And yes, we've just come past the Ulal. Gosh, it's so much nicer seeing people down here, I have to say. In the winter, particularly when I made that video in January, I think that the thumbnail text on that was deserted, because it really was deserted. Oh my goodness, look, we've got loads of cyclists. It's nice to see some people over here having an amazing time, and like I said, it's a great time to visit as well. Could be just maybe a little bit warmer and without that wind, but apart from that we can't complain. I'll be moaning in a few weeks that it's too hot. So enjoy these slightly cool temperatures while they last. Just gonna point in the direction as well on my left-hand side. You've got this lovely little park here. Oh, more cyclists. Is it just me, or there are more cyclists than normal? Got literally a never-ending stream. But there's normally a nice little ice cream shop and a bar here, and a very look, and more of them. A nice little shaded kids' play park here for the summer. If it's too hot to go onto the beaches, head on in there, get yourself an ice cream and a drink, get some time out from the sunshine. But look, we're just outside the Yacht Beach Bar too. Are they setting up? They don't have any tables out. There was one of the beach bars over here that didn't open last year. I'm wondering if it's this one actually. Well, I wonder if it's going to open this year. I don't know. But I can hear music. And I see some locals down here enjoying the day. Don't forget as well, lifeguard service doesn't start until the 1st of May either, although I'm really hoping that they're going to get them out a week early for Easter, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be super busy over here on the island for the Easter holidays. Let me know if you're coming over. Oh, we've got some great information here. Matthew, you're saying the Sea Bar Cibaris has recently been taken over by the Italian that's next to the Romantic Hotel. Didn't know that. Louise, another great question. Does public transport have air conditioning? 99% of the time it does. There is a very odd occasion when you get onto a bus in the summer and you're thinking, oh, it's a bit hot here, and then you realise the aircon's broken. But yeah, they tend to have aircon. Joe and Sue. Oh my goodness. Do you know what? I bumped into Joe and Sue on Son Matis Beach, the far side of Son Matis Beach, about 10 days ago. But you're back in Calidore on May the 25th. I hope you had a lovely time over here on holiday. I just parked my car and I was going to go and film that rainy, really grey day video over in Palma Nova about 10 days ago, stepped onto Son Matis beachfront and bumped straight into Joe and Sue in Newcastle. So I hope you both had a lovely time, even though the weather was a bit on the iffy side. It's the only way I can describe it. It's still cold though, guys, I have to say. It's not, hasn't warmed up too much, even though we do have these lovely sunny days. And I hope that you do get some lovely weather when you come back and head on over to Calidore too. Yes, Lisa, it was the beach bar opposite the Ulao that wasn't there last year. Gary, you're saying that you like the look of the Porto Azul Suite Hotel. I did walk in there actually on one of my videos. I think it's the Porto Pollensa Things to Do video, because even if you're not staying over there, you can get a day pass for that hotel and you can go in there and use the pool. So they normally have a pretty good day rate. So go and check out that video if you want to have a look at kind of like around the pool area. Goodness me. Yeah, look left and right, folks, before you cross these bike paths. That's all I can say. Andrew, you're heading back to the Santa Lucia in 12 days. Brilliant. How cold is it? It's 15 degrees. We've all got 15 degrees today. It's a generic weather forecast for whether you're in Ireland or Birmingham or Mallorca, it's 15 degrees. But I would say in the sunshine here, if you are in a sheltered part of the island and it is sunny, it's very warm. And literally, I'm going to say, oh my goodness me again, but oh my goodness me, check out how many bikes here are parked up. I think we've got the entire island's cyclists here at this restaurant. We're outside of Tolos. This is where everyone's coming for lunch. Wow. Oh, look, and I'm just going to look to my right-hand side as well. Look what we've got out already. Got a little sail and surf school too. So if you're watching any of my content, if you're new to the channel, I'm in Porto Pollensa on the northeast corner of Mallorca. If you're watching this and you quite like cycling, then this is a cycling hotspot, as many of you may well know or not know, but you can see today evidence of that. Got thousands of cyclists up here today. So as I said, if you are new, don't forget to consider subscribing to the channel. I've got lots of videos from over here in Porto Pollensa. It's one of my favourite places to film on the island. I'll be back here frequently and I've got lots of content to make this spring as well. Just need to get that weather. And don't forget as well, please hit that like button too. I'd really appreciate it, as it will help roll this video out to anyone else who's interested in Mallorca. Whether you're thinking of coming here or you just want to do a little bit of armchair travelling. Look, you can see where all the water sports centres are, look. You can hire all this kit. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, Louise, you're saying here, look, you're worried that it might be too hot in the middle of August. Your travel agent said the weather may be iffy. Go back and have a look at my content from last summer. It's normally the last 2 weeks of August we tend to find the weather breaks. I would say July is actually a hotter month than August. The last 2 weeks of August can get a little bit on the rainy side, but then saying that 2 summers ago, we didn't have that stormy weather. So like I said, it can be hit and miss at any time of the year. And I don't think you can really guarantee sunshine at any point. Maybe July is going to be the best bet. June's often an absolutely gorgeous month as well. A little bit cooler before suddenly the summer hits. But then August might be also beautiful too. One thing's for sure though, it will be hot. You're not going to have cold days over here. Where are we? Look, Lagoletta. Little ice cream shop here, nice seating down here, down the side in the shade. Quite liking it. I'm wandering into the bike path. Let me just get back onto the side here. Dave, 3 degrees for you in the Highlands, and still people are in the North Sea this morning. That's because you're all hardcore, that's why. The Scottish are extremely hardy. Not, you wouldn't catch me. I lived in Newcastle for 8 years and I never went swimming in the sea once. It was way too cold. Louise, again, you prefer, hold on. Are there any indoor swimming pools in Santa Ponsa? Yes, there are. There's the sports centre, the Poligono. It's, and I'm pretty sure you can get a day pass to go in there in terms of if you want to do laps. Matthew, you say you prefer going at the very end of May into the beginning of June. Still mid to high 20s. And you're not at that melting stage. I would say if you're interested in, depends what you want for your holiday. If you just want a kind of a sunbathing holiday and just lying by the pool and going to the beach, then obviously July and August are going to be your best bets. But if you want to go when it's a tiny bit cooler, and you want to get out and sightsee, maybe visiting at other times of the year may be better as well. We did have some amazing weather in October last year. It was even better in September actually, and we had a nice balance of really warm weather and slightly cooler temperatures later on in the day. Put it this way, whenever you come out, you're going to have an amazing time. But then again, you get the atmosphere here in the evenings. When you come off the beach and you go down into, say, Porto Pollensa at night, or you go down to Alcudia Port, also on this side of the island, or Palma Nova, or wherever, or Santa Ponsa, you know, these resorts really come to life in peak season, and the atmosphere is brilliant, because of course everyone's here on holiday, and it's hot. And that's when it really, really does feel like summer. Coming up past a few little local spots here, we've got the Brisa Marina. I think we're going to do some really nice fresh seafood. Let's go around the front of the port here. Let's just come up. I'll take a little look down the beach as well. I'm glad that the mobile phone signal's holding out today. Let's have a look up the beach, look. And we've got even more brolly poles. Yes, we do, John, loads more brolly poles. But look, here's why Porto Pollensa is so famous here, just for its little port, and it is so pretty over here. Paul may sound like a strange question, but do they have sunbed shops in Santa Ponsa? They do everywhere, actually, all through the resorts, all the spa shops, all the little beach shops. You can go and buy yourself a sunbed or a beach umbrella, or both. Have it for the week. Maybe drop it off at your local charity shop in the resort when you leave, or leave it for another guest. Get it recycled. Don't just chuck it in the bin. I've seen so many people chucking lilos and beach umbrellas into the bin after the holidays when they can be reused. So try and recycle them if you do come over and buy them. Yes, I see people wearing jackets. What's the temperature? It's cold, it's 15 degrees. It is cold, but it's not cold. The sun's very strong and I can feel it beating down on my back here. When the sun goes, it's going to be absolutely Baltic later. Last night was absolutely freezing the minute the sun went, and the wind is making it feel fresher. That's why you're seeing all the locals today in coats. But out of the wind, it's actually really lovely. Look, you can actually see the wind on the water. It's kind of rippling through. Paul, that's hilarious. Yeah, are there tanning shops over here? Do you know what? I don't know. Because most people just lie outside in the sunshine. I don't know. I don't think there's much need for them really over here. I don't think there are any. Let me know, actually, anybody in the chat if you've come across a solarium. Suntan solarium. Gary, 60 degrees in Basildon. Is that about 15 in Celsius? Quite possibly. I always get confused with the Celsius and Fahrenheit conversion. Right, we're coming up and round into the port. Let's go around this way.
There's no grass area over there.
Do you know what? I have heard actually quite a few Brits here today as well. I know Porto Pollensa is very popular with the British holiday maker, and I have heard quite a few. I don't know whether they're second homeowners or over here on holiday. Let me know if you're over here. Apart from meeting very lovely Kerry earlier on. We're going to have to check out Bonnie's. Got a new look to Bonnie's this summer. It's a very popular bar, which name I can never remember, on my left-hand side here. Has lots of names of drinks up. I've been past there actually and seen live music in there, or people just sitting with the guitars and stuff, so looks like a super nice, friendly place. Chris, will it be warmer in May? Yes, it'll be lovely and warm in May. Pamela, hello. Happy birthday and happy Mother's Day. You're coming to Palma Nova in June. Leonardo Hotel again. Brilliant. And look, if the thumbnail image on my video caught your eye earlier, I think this is where I took it from. Just exactly more or less this point. We've got the Lonca here. Got a few little restaurants too. If you want to change up the view. Oh, Mr. Traveller, I'm so sorry. You're supposed to be coming here this afternoon, but your son came down with chickenpox yesterday. You're gutted. Well, put it this way. At least he's had the chickenpox and that's out of the way. And number two, I really hope you took out travel insurance so you can claim back the cost of your holiday on that. So just make sure you go and get a doctor's note to put in with your insurance claim. If you haven't seen my video from last Monday about what you really absolutely have to get on holiday before you go on holiday this year, even as soon as you book, make sure you go and watch that and check out the importance of travel insurance. It's for cases like this actually when you just can't travel. Right, we are coming up to the Cafe 1919. It's kind of like the centre point in Porto Pollensa. So we're coming up to a little roundabout here. I've got the tourist information place to my left-hand side. You don't need that, just watch my channel. Look, we've got the Chino restaurant, Ristorante Chino, on my left-hand side, Chinese. And then just across the way here, we've got the 1919. And I guess we're going to see a lot more cyclists, a lot more bikes parked up. Give a few views down here as well. Yeah, John, we are in proper Porto Pollensa now. And do you know what? It is actually looking pretty busy. But it really has amazed me over the winter months, like how quiet it has been over here. It's been absolutely crazy quiet. And I'm guessing that about 80% of the people we're seeing today are visitors over here. So I think, as I proved in January, not many locals come down here, almost ever actually. It's normally always me, but anyway. Oh, bless you, Marie, thank you. Yes, everyone please hit the like and subscribe button to help out the channel. Thank you very much. Oh, good question here. Can you please tell me the closest beaches to the cruise port? You're leaving tomorrow on the transatlantic cruise. You're going to be in Palma on April the 10th. Any advice? Good question. Do you know what? I must make some content for cruise passengers, but you're going to be coming in on the far side of Palma, and your nearest beaches are going to be, depends what you want really from your beach. You can jump in a taxi and head on down towards Palma Nova. If you look at my content, you'll know I'm down in Palma Nova quite often, so you can see those 3 beaches. Alternatively, hop in a cab, head on around to Ilietes. They're probably your closest beaches, as is Cala Mayor Beach, which is in my neighbourhood. A little bit small though. I'd recommend going to some of the bigger beaches like down in Palma Nova, and it's absolutely stunning down there, and you've got lots of nice restaurants open too. So that would be my recommendation, rather than heading on over to places like Ilietes that can get very, very busy. And also, not everything's open over there yet because it is a smaller area. Look, the diner swimming pool is open. This belongs to the Diner Hotel, and in the evenings it opens up to become the Lemon Lounge, which has live entertainment, and there's the hotel here just in front of me. Should we head on? Let's go and head on up the square before we head on down the Pine Walk. And he went right by the square actually. Let's have a quick look in. They're doing lechona asada. They're doing like a really nice roast pork today in the Castanet. Here's the entrance to the Diner Hotel too. And it is open, of course. A few people sitting around the swimming pool. But what a difference. And now with some of these hotels open and the amount of cyclists that we have out, I'm hoping the square's going to be a little bit busier too. You'll know I was down here for a video probably about a month ago, back in February. If you want to see what the market looks like out of season, there wasn't too much in the way of restaurants open when I was last down here. But look, we've got Millie's Bar open here, look. That is now open. And look, they're all kind of opening up, hey? Still very quiet over here. I think most people are down on the waterfront. Last order here, look, over at the Osteria at 7:30 and 19:30. It's quite interesting actually. Some places at this time of year just open up for lunch or until late afternoon, but it is still very, very quiet. Bonnie's Bar we can see right on the corner here. I will come back here and film. They are under new ownership. Jose retired at the end of last season, but it is going to be opening up as normal, with all the Bonnie's Bar quirks. Let's just have a look, there's a sign on there, and I can't quite read it from here. Open at 5:32, look at that, not a minute before, not a minute after. So Bonnie's Bar has returned to opening up for the summer season. It's just you're probably not going to find Jose here, but I think and it's really nice actually. Do you know what? They've changed so many of the bars over here, and it's really nice that you're still seeing these signs that make Bonnie's Bar so popular. Look, every day this says 5:33 until 8:52, got happy hour prices. I'm glad they've kept the essence of this the same, and why it has been popular. It hasn't been turned into some kind of like other fancy bar. Look at this, look. Wouldn't be Bonnie's Bar unless he has a bit of a backhanded comment here. Hello, ugly people. I think that's hilarious. Anyway. Let's I thought I'd just take a walk around and just show you that. Just have a quick look around here, around Centric. O'Hara's as well, look, open. Let's take a walk down. But things are starting to return back to normal over here in Porto Pollensa for the summer, which is really, really fantastic. I have a feeling actually O'Hara's opened for St Patrick's Day. And we're outside a very nice looking tacoon. Let's have a quick look up this street here. We've got a few people sitting out. A lot of outside terraces have got these like flame heaters actually, which is really nice because, like I said, the evenings can be very cold. And last night was about 8 degrees. It was colder than December in the UK, I think. It was so, honestly, this week has been so cold. But a lot of the restaurants that are open in the evening, they do have those flame heaters. Oh look, I've come back up to the roundabout. I've kind of done a big circle here. I am going to be getting back down into the resort as well. It's a bit hard to live stream behind high buildings, so I will be down in the resort of Porto Pollensa to see what else this fantastic place does offer. Because I do highlight the waterfront a little bit too much, but it's a lot easier to do on the lives. Just coming down the side of the 1919 again, look. Kind of come around full circle. Absolutely filled with cyclists. Neil, you're saying, would I ever consider a visit to Tenerife and do a few vlogs when I'm there? If I ever did go to the Canary Islands, I'd absolutely vlog it. I definitely will do, and I will do. It might not be immediately in the next couple of years. It will be when my daughter's older and she's off doing her own thing. I'm going to be out and about travelling. I might have to start up another channel on top of this one, actually, to do overseas trips, or just do what Kev the Scotsman in Tenerife does and just keep it all on this channel. But I will be out and about travelling when my daughter is older. So yeah, that's going to be something I plan on doing, and that's where I'm going to be taking the channel as well. It's not something I can really organise now actually, because I pretty much look after her like 99% of the time, so a little bit harder to get away. So, and of course I want to be here for her too. Got plenty of time for travelling and stuff in a couple of years. Goodness, it is busy down here. Look, I'm just going to hold the camera quite high up here. It's packed. Now bearing in mind, obviously we're going to have a lot of residents over here, but my goodness me, this restaurant to my left hand side, I'll just flick the camera around, is absolutely heaving. I do find it amazing actually that the Miramar has chosen not to open until the middle of April. You can see they are getting the hotel ready for opening, but it's just not open just yet. Oh look, you should definitely do more cruise related content. Either way you're tuned in, brilliant. Do you know what? There are a couple of cruises I want to go on for slightly different reasons actually. And I've never been on one before either, so that could be quite interesting. Lisa, you're off to Lanzarote this August, Playa Blanca. You've never been before, but Mallorca is your favourite place. John, you're saying the Miramar is home for you. Look, it's not so busy in these restaurants over here, but you can tell where the locals eat. Whenever you come out on a Sunday and you see the restaurants are absolutely jam-packed, you know that particularly at this time of year, they're going to be popular with locals, so you're going to know that the food is going to be good. Goodness me, I'm going to stand up on the wall here. I don't know I was absolutely not expecting things to be this busy. Look, check this out. Hold on. Right, well, I'll just give you some nice views. Look at this steady stream of people we've got going by. So busy here. Interesting that some of the little terraces have opened up as well, serving drinks too, particularly like over at the Capri. And look, we're also coming up to the Cispins over here too. So yeah, really interesting why these guys haven't opened. I suspect though by delaying their opening, it means that they're going to stay open a little bit later on into the season. Often find actually at this time of year it does feel a little bit cooler than it does in October or November, just because the air hasn't had time to warm up. Now that sounds very bizarre, but it seems to happen every single year. Paul, you're asking when will I be doing a sea yacht video? Very soon. Actually, again, I just need the days of weather. I'm going to be out and about this week. I think we've got a decent weather this week. Another comment here from a big long YouTube channel name, which is Life Music and Everything Else. You've been visiting Mallorca and Porto Pollensa in particular since 2006. That's like almost 20 years. Hoping to get back this year after a lovely week last October. Whoops. And look, we've even got beach shops open on the side here now. Look, it's all opening up down here. I honestly feel like I've just walked into summer. If it wasn't for the cooler temperatures today, I feel like I've just suddenly walked into the summer season. If you remember back to my last videos down here, you would have seen actually how empty it was and how closed up it was. But look, we're back to the queues by the ice cream stand here. And the terrace restaurants are also being open. Wow. And look, we've got the poles, the umbrella poles that are coming out down here too. They really have done a good job actually of getting things more up and ready than last year. I remember seeing all sorts of scaremongering in the media and in the comments as well, saying it's very anti-British that they hadn't put the sunbeds out and the beach umbrellas, and it started to feel like that, but it obviously wasn't the case. They just had a problem with the tenders and getting that agreement in place. Even these terraces here, we've seen more and more terraces out and open early this summer too, bearing in mind we're still technically in March, and I think pretty much the islands has opened up earlier than last year. It's getting readier earlier than it did last year. Not just over here as well, we had delays all over the island actually. We're getting stuff up and running, but you can see which way Mallorca is heading. It's heading more towards a year-round season, or at least more of a 9-month season. And with weather like this, you can see why, actually. And I've not seen the Pine Walk this busy either since last year either. Lisa, yeah, do you know what? That's really true. Look, you can tell the tourists and to the locals, it's all about it's all about the way you dress. When I'll be going into the resorts actually, last week I was down Palma Nova way and just walk into the resorts and you see everybody wearing like halter neck tops, vest tops, shorts. Even in Palma yesterday actually, I saw loads of people in shorts and t-shirts and I was just wrapped up like it was December. Right, hang on a second. I'm just gonna flip the camera around. I've got loads of kids. Just got loads of kids right in front of me. Look, and also I can show you too that the Voromar 57 is open too. Great place to get pizzas. Let me just flick back, hold on. How absolutely gorgeous and peaceful it is down here though. Absolutely stunning. I just saw your comment actually, live music and everything else. I don't know why it got retracted, but yes, there's nothing better than having a walk along the Pine Walk with getting a drink, got some music on and just doing a stint up here. Although it's actually quite nice to listen to the sound of the sea as well. Look how wavy it is today. As I came into Porto Pollensa along the far side, all the windsurfers were out and we did have quite a lot of surf on the far side of those beaches. A little area in between Porto Pollensa and Alcudia. A lot of surf actually and a lot of wind. But for the best views on the islands, I think you're going to find them over here, I think. Just in my opinion. Wheels at Large. You're one of our cyclist viewers, I do believe. Actually, do you know what? Look, I'm just looking here. They do need to clear up all this sand off the Pine Walk here. It's all been dumped over the winter. You're saying that you stayed at the Playa Mar in Porto Pollensa early last March, and you're very lucky with the weather. And you know, you were surprised by the amounts of people about. I'm really surprised by how many people we have about, in particular, the amounts of cyclists we have. Look, you can see people swimming right out. Actually, I don't know if is this going to pick it up? Look, you can actually see people in the water there, and they're standing up as well, so it's not actually that deep. I think they really need to start the lifeguards on the beaches a little bit earlier on. When we have this many people in resorts and we have people in the water already, I think they need to get the lifeguards out. Just my own personal opinion. Okay, so we're coming down. Well, we've kind of been walking along the Albacrux beaches here, but we're coming to the main beach, which is also going to have some beds and beach umbrellas, and they've just got the poles out too. But we do have a lot of locals out. You can hear them actually. Just Faith, good afternoon. I've just seen you in the chat there. It would be wonderful if you went back. If it went back to being a year-round season. I 100% agree with you. It would spread people out as well. People wouldn't be so much coming during July and August and during the summer season, because winters here are just lovely. And December, this past December was absolutely gorgeous, as was January. March, I think, has been the coldest month. especially at night actually. But I think they could really do a much better job on spreading holiday makers out throughout the year, particularly in the resorts. And so much so because this particular resort is just so gorgeously beautiful. And as one of you guys just said, just grabbing a drink and coming for a walk along the Pine Walk, what an escape from reality that is. If you could come out for a few days, even if it wasn't necessarily week-long package holidays, but weekend breaks, long weekend breaks or midweek breaks. If I was living and working in the UK and I could find a decent deal to come out for a few days, I would absolutely be up for that. Of course, you're not going to get the crowds either, so you're going to get a much better experience too. But it's all dependent on businesses staying open and the airlines and the holiday companies and the hotels all kind of doing something about it really. Dave, good afternoon. Glad to see you. Very happy to see you on the live this afternoon. June, hello, you're there. Off to Arcadia in May. Usually you have all the cyclists all the way down to the Playa de Moro where you stayed. Yes, that's the Playa de Moro area, and actually all along the coast here, down the east coast, is very, very popular with cyclists. And you do have these very cycling focused hotels, all the way from Muro all the way down to Porto Pollensa, and they're specifically set up as well with all their like bike repair places or bike hire places. Junie's saying you could come over every month, you just need to win the lottery. That's hilarious. But no, I agree. If they had some really good value for money, short weekend breaks over the winter, when it is emptier, come over with a book, come down the Pine Walk, sit and enjoy the views. What could be better? You don't need to be lying out in the sun. Just overtaking some people here. Goodness. And yes, Wheels at Large. I don't know why I think your name might be Phil. I have a feeling your name might be Phil, I'm not sure. You're saying the shoulder seasons are perfect weather for cycling, and the Mallorca 312 is around towards the end of April. Goodness, do you know what? I forgot to mention that in my my monthly update. Watch out for that, anybody travelling around when that's going on actually. But that does, the 312 attracts loads and loads of cyclists over. And I think that runs through the hilltop towns, I do believe. Right, we are rapidly approaching the Ile d'Or, and I do believe, I think, at least I've heard that that is open as well, I think. I can see tables and chairs are out. Wheels at Large, your mic, that's it. That's it, not Phil. Apologies. Now, I'm not sure why I think that we're a pine tree missing down here. I seem to remember over the winter that we did have a pine tree down. And yes, Dave, the Ironman contest is also in Alcudia as well next month. These big events really do bring in people from off the islands and bring a lot of tourism into the islands too. So just watch out if you're travelling about. Now, the last time I was down here, actually, it was in a recorded video, I think. I filmed over here at the Illador, and they did quite considerable renovations over the winter. They had a whole new paint job, actually, going on. Look, it is open. I can see lots of people around the swimming pool. So it's all been spruced up for this summer. Tables and chairs are out. Quite looking forward to going back to doing the live streams on the evening as well over here. When it gets too hot, do come over here in the day. Look how nice that is. It's absolutely beautiful. You can just imagine yourself sitting at the table here with a glass of wine or your favourite drink, just enjoying the views. And you can come in and drink in these restaurants as well, of course. They're not exclusive to the hotel guests. And this hotel isn't feeling particularly windy either. I think we've come around the corner here. It's not too, it's nice and cool here, but not too windy and breezy. I'm going to turn the camera around just as we come up here, just so you can see how busy it is though. Look. A few people sitting out having a little bit of tapas for a Sunday lunch. Got the solarium and the sunbeds out here. And look, I love this. Look, there's a chap down here. He's bought his own sunbed. Don't often see that on the Pine Walk. I mean, this is a great spot, and this is why I do like Porto Pollensa, because they have benches all the way along here. You can take the weight off your feet, you can enjoy the views. And there's so many resorts that really do lack benches. Calador, I'm just saying. But I love how these guys they've brought their own sunbeds over here onto the Pine Walk as well for a little bit of peace and quiet. But this is what I mean, look, sitting on the bench, bring a book down. Can't think of anything better actually, just to get away from everyday life. A little bit of an escape. Bless you, Neil. That's very kind of you. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you very much for joining here. And you're always here every single week, so I really appreciate it. I appreciate all my regular viewers actually for turning out, whether you're watching it live or you're watching the rerun, or indeed if you're new to the channel as well. Welcome. It's quite a nice community on the Mallorca Under the Sun YouTube channel. And if you want to get involved as well, make sure you join the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook group as well. If you need any extra advice for your holiday, make sure you head on over there and post. Post your holiday questions, especially if you're new to the island. Got plenty of residents. Got an amazing admin team over there too. And in fact, the lovely Louise from the YouTube channel Southwest Sundays is coming over to Palma on an extreme day trip tomorrow. And admin Anne and I were going to meet up with her for lunch as well. So I'm going to have her on the channel at some point in the video this week as well. We're going to hear how her day trip has been. And don't forget, if you are coming over to Palma on an extreme day trip as well, I've got a video all about that too. Just search for it. Extreme day trip, Mallorca Under the Sun, and you'll find it. Right, I think we can attempt the steps today. Look, we've got normally I'm climbing down walls, but not today, because normally the sea's kind of coming pounding in. But it looks like the tide's actually gone out. Not that Mallorca is particularly tidal. you saw my video from over in Camp de Mar from last week as well, you would have seen that the seaplanes, the fire planes were out practicing, which was an incredible sight. It looked like the plane was actually going to just dive onto the beach, so you have to go and check out that video. But normally the seaplanes are over here in this hangar, and we're going to see them out and about practicing for the summer. This whole area here, this is a military zone and the military beach. We can see the Fortaleza here. That's on the, is it the night manager? Gosh, it's very, very sheltered over here. If you ever do find it to be too windy on the main beach, actually, just come down this far side of the pine walk. There's barely a breath of wind. I'm absolutely roasting. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon over here in the very, very stunning Porto Pollensa. Can't believe it, summer started, I'm back, you're back as well, which is great. So we're going to see the whole island opening up. I'm going to be out and about around the resorts. I'm going to have my island update coming out tomorrow. I might go and film that now actually, I think, thinking about it. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to be out and about in the resorts. I'm going to be somewhere else next Sunday afternoon. So come and join me on the live. We're going to stick to the Sunday afternoon lives until it starts getting a little bit warmer, so you can see what it looks like daytime before we start doing the evening lives. But check it out today, it's absolutely stunning. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for all your super chats today. It's been very much appreciated. As you know, those super chats help get us out and about around the island, and with a little bit of better weather this week, I should be able to get out and film. I appreciate I haven't been out and about too much these past few weeks. However, have an absolutely amazing Sunday from wherever you're watching in the world. I'm going to have to dig out my water bottle. I'm absolutely boiling now. Don't forget you can find us in the Facebook group and on the Instagram as well. So make sure you follow those if you're coming out this summer too. And watch out for my videos appearing this week. Okay, everyone. Thanks for watching. I shall see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.